Yep, and just hop on and then loosen up a little bit. I'm going to take a look at you. Yeah, I'm going to check something here. And just go ahead and let her rip. How tall are you?
6 foot.
Hey, cycling community, this is Steve, Grusis of Cycling Greek. Welcome to episode 3 of my Achilles pain vlog. Now, in episode 2, I went to the chiropractor in order to prep to make sure everything is aligned for the bike fit that you're seeing today in episode 3. I'm doing the bike fit because I'm going next week to the ortho for this new Achilles problem. I want to make sure that all the boxes are checked, that I am where I should be. Or rather, that I'm fitted on the bike correctly, because I'm sure the ortho will ask about that. Before he had me get on the bike, he did some physical evaluation. And what he showed me was I need to work more on balance and stability.
And then bend over to 90 degrees-ish. And now just drop your arms. Okay, I'm just checking your sacrum angle out here. Okay, come back for me. That's good. Okay, next thing I want you to do, come on over here next to the table, hands on hips, and then go up on one foot and do 3 knee bends. I want to see how you balance yourself and how your core is. It's okay. It's okay. You didn't think you were going to come in here and do this stuff.
I don't do pistol squats very well.
No, that's okay. Okay, now do the right side.
Stronger leg.
Yeah.
Back again.
It's okay. One more. Okay, good. That's good. No, that's good. It's like you're swimming. Point your toes as far as they go. Good. Now come back the other way. Good. Okay, just relax your feet now. Okay, my hands are a little chilly. I apologize. Okay, I'm going to put your ankles together. Relax your legs. Okay, bend them up for me, like so. Good. Now lift your hips up high and hold it for a second. Good. Now come down. Good. Just relax your legs again. Now I'm going to pull, okay? Okay, now sit up for me. Pretty darn good. Now go back again for me. And then lift your knees up again. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to pull your legs again. Okay, what I want you to do now is I want you, as you're laying there, to just bring back, sort of just lift your leg and bring it back. There you go. Do that and go back again and do it again for me. It's good. Now do the left side. And do it again for me. Okay, do the right side again. Okay, good. Okay. Check this. Your flexion of your knee and your hip. It's good. And then your rotation, that's the external hip rotation, and the internal, which is really good. Okay. Let's check the other side. Flexion is good. Which is the Achilles? It's the right. It's the right. Good rotation. Okay, one more thing I want you to do. I want you to sit on the edge of the table. Just let your feet dangle there. Yeah, that right has a... Okay.
While he's having me loosen up, he's making some adjustments to his equipment, calibrating if you will. He's also going over data that I previously submitted and asking me some follow-up questions. I am in athletic camps in Folsom, California, and that's the owner, Bruce Handler. He's been doing this for 22 years. What he's also doing right now is giving me the once-over. He's observing me. He's coming up with what he believes are the current problems with my position. In a little while, he'll start gathering actual data. This data will confirm or deny what he observed, including his ideas for corrective solutions. It's kind of like going to a doctor. You go see the doctor, you tell the doctor what's wrong, the doctor asks some follow-up questions, the doctor forms an idea of what the problem is and a potential solution, but then sends you out for tests. Could be a blood test, it could be an MRI. Tests come back, that gives the doctor direction.
You look pretty good, you know? How many years you been riding a bike?
I started, well, actually, from high school, but I started USAC racing in 1990 when it was public,
Oh, yeah.
before Cat 5s.
Stop at 3 o'clock for me here, so up to, yeah, there you go. So your body's just a series of levers, right?
What Bruce is now doing is attaching these little circular sticky pads onto certain parts of my body. On one side of the pads is glue. On the other side is Velcro. To the Velcro side, he's going to attach sensors that are going to be picked up by the computer. The data from those sensors are going to be displayed on the screen that you see up on the wall.
I'm going to tighten my shoe.
You can type it, okay. On the inserts feel.
What Bruce was referring to is the part that you didn't see. Bruce made some customized insoles for me. Well worth the money. They were definitely better than what I had.
There you are.
And of course, what you do to one side, you have to do to the other side.
Line you up. Let me first explain how I use the system, how I apply it, right? So Retool, like I said, owned by Specialized, okay? 3D motion capture taken in 10 or 15 second moving averages. So 8 markers, as you can imagine, you get a lot of data.
This is the point where Bruce is telling me about the doctor analogy, the one that I gave earlier. Now you're asking yourself, well, if I gave it earlier, why are you including this clip into this video? It's the same reason that my friend posted a picture of herself stating that she did so because her thighs were popping. My biceps and triceps were popping. Right now he's shoeing the horse. This whole process took about 2.5 hours, and there was a lot of back and forth. He was talking about his observation and the data behind it. I was asking questions. I was talking about problems situations I was experiencing. And since he's been doing this for 22 years, like I mentioned earlier, he has a lot of expertise. And that expertise is backed by data. As he told me earlier, he likes to start from the back and from the bottom and work his way toward the front of the bike. Here it was recognized that my cleats were too far forward, so he moved both of them back. He is now adjusting the tilt on my saddle. My nose was too high up. Next, he moved the saddle forward 16 millimeters and then lowered it 11 millimeters. With each adjustment that he made, he'd have me spin, he'd go look at the data, then come back and make some more adjustments. After quite a few minutes, he was content with the adjustments. Now, stopping right there, those adjustments enabled me to take pressure off of my Achilles tendon. The main reasons for that is that the cleats were moved back and the seat was lowered. So ultimately, it enabled me not to articulate my feet as much. Because my stretch was pretty good, the only thing that he did to the front of my bike is just the position of my brake levers. In terms of my stretch before was on the aggressive side, which I didn't mind at all, but by lowering the seat and leaving the front end alone, that put me just over on the comfort side of the mid-range. After many more minutes of observation, data gathering, and discussion, he put a small wedge on my left shoe. And I'm glad he did, because I have this left foot thing, and that wedge just made things a little more stable for me. And yet, after another 20 minutes of observing, data gathering, discussion, and tweaking, we experimented with a couple models of the SMP saddle. My saddle was getting a little old, and I was thinking of getting one with a bigger gap. This fit the bill.
Oh, yeah. Wait till you climb on that thing.
What?
So I talked about 2 things in saddles, comfort and performance. You basically, comfort's pretty much you need as a given to have performance. But there are saddles that give you better performance, and this is one of them.
Okay.
And I get that in the sense that you have more stability in your hips, and you can almost have a bit of a back push on this thing because you're more stable.
Right.
So when you get climbing and you start stabilizing your pelvis more, I think you're going to be really happy.
And that seemed to be the case on a test ride I did the next day that you'll be hearing about in a future episode. The yellow and red model of the seat that you saw, the SMP seat, were his demo models, or rather his test models that he uses for his work. He has black ones that he carries in production, and thank goodness, because the yellow and red just don't go with my bike. After all this, we went over the numbers, the before versus the after. And it's kind of like blood tests, where you have things that are in range and it gives you where you are in the range, or if you're out of range, too high or too low. And this is exactly what that was. When all was said and done, bottom line is I felt more stable on the bike. More stability means more power applied to the pedals, as opposed to power loss due to bad position on the bike. This took place midweek. I took a day of vacation from work. It took me 3.5 hours to get to athletic camps in Folsom. It took me longer to get back home because of traffic in the Sacramento area. This was well worth the money, time, and drive for me. I hope you enjoyed this video and you got something out of it. This was my first professional bike fit, and I'm a believer. I'll have his website in the description below. You can learn a little more about the services he has, and you can even schedule an appointment. You can even ask questions. He responded pretty quickly to mine. Have you had a bike fit? How did it turn out for you? Comment below. Speaking of commenting, you know the drill. Comment, like, subscribe. The Cycling Greek.